Hey Knights Media Network, I'm Kaci Huff. I'm here with Megan Redenzo, and she is the Assistant Director of the Student Activity Center. Hey Megan.
Hi Kaci.
So, how long have you been working here?
Oh, long time, about 3 months now.
Long time.
So,
Long
yeah.
time. So you started over the summer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your first big Bellarmine event was Week of Welcome.
I know,
right?
it was so much fun.
So what were your overall takeaways, just in general, off the top of your head?
Well, I'm a proud Knight, that is for sure now. I think that's one of the best things about Week of Welcome is sort of the camaraderie and the school spirit that comes from it, for sure. I also am so impressed by all the work that the leadership team did. I know you were a part of that, so kudos to you on that. And I think the biggest takeaway that I got is that Bellarmine is not only a community on campus, but it's a community a part of the Louisville metro area, which I think was really cool too. So
yeah, I was gonna ask you about obviously you've been learning all about all the stuff Bellarmine and the crest and our hospitality.
Yes.
What do you think about Week of Welcome kind of represents that hospitality thing that we preach so much?
Sure. Well, I mean, nothing says hospitality like a head full of shaving cream with cheese balls being thrown at it. I think that that's part of the symbolism of the crest, I'm pretty sure. But, in all seriousness, I think the best thing of Week of Welcome for me was those intentional conversations. And I think intentional conversations and hospitality are synonymous. And that was it was really, really cool. And one of my favorite parts about working with college students as a whole is that they can really authentically be who they are, and you all really celebrated that and had those really meaningful interactions with students, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Do you feel like Week of Welcome was a good start to acclimate you to campus? Because obviously over summer there's not really that much happening here, so I feel like that was your first thing to be this is what campus life is like.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I remember when our associate director, Courtney Hurst, who oversees the Week of Welcome from a professional standpoint, was telling me all about Week of Welcome. I was okay, I'm happy to help, but can I participate too? Because there's so many really great events. Night on Campus, I know that's one of Courtney's favorites, and I can see why. That was a really, really fun opportunity for students to just let loose, and I think was a good introduction into what we do at the Student Activity Center, is provide a lot of fun opportunities on campus, and then again, it went off campus with Night Off Campus, of course, going to the Bats game, having a lot of fun, understanding how to be a part of, not just the Bellarmine Knights Nation, but a proud Louisvillian too, which was really cool. So
yeah. Well, you said Courtney's favorite event was Night on Campus. What was yours?
Ooh,
because it's all new.
Yeah, I definitely love Wacky Olympics. Those were really fun, but I think I might have to give it to Knights in Action. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Because I'll be honest, it felt like I was part of the check-in at ripe 7:30 a.m. and all these students just zombies walking in, oh, why are we doing this? I'm so tired, yada, yada, yada. It was one of the last days of Week of Welcome. And then to see them coming back to campus when they're rah fight, they, I think, were truly impacted by some hard labor, pretty intensive work sometimes with painting and, clearing out debris and doing all those different things. I think that it could have gone really bad. Students could have been really grumpy about it, but the opposite happened. And I think that was the coolest part and probably why it was my favorite event, just because it was a beautiful sort of summation of the whole Week of Welcome to really know that hey, we are all in this together. Let's really make an impact on this campus and in our community.
Yeah, I think Nights in Action is one of the more impactful events, but also how do you think Week of Welcome as an entity has an impact on incoming students? Because obviously you kind of make of it what it is. And
totally. Yeah, I think it has an amazing impact on students. And I was lucky enough actually to RSO, a student organization that I advise called BU Leaves. Shout out, I guess, to BU Leaves. Evolve for tomorrow. They sponsored an event called Adventures in Leadership. It's a retreat at an off-campus wilderness retreat place where actually I got to meet a lot of our incoming first year students, which to see their growth from even Adventures in Leadership to Week of Welcome, and then for them to feel empowered enough to say, hey, be a part of BU Leads, be a part of these different RSOs. I think that was the coolest thing about Week of Welcome is that it wasn't just, wow team, wow leadership team, professional staff like saying like, this is how you can get involved. It was like students empowering one another, which is the best part, and it just makes my heart sing as a a student development professional, and I think We Could Welcome did that perfectly. So
I agree, and I know you didn't go to college here.
Yeah.
What do you feel like Bellarmine does like uniquely compared to other universities that like makes it so special? Because I feel like we talk about a lot how special We Could Welcome is, but like people that have gone to school here and have done it here don't know like what makes it stand out from other places.
Definitely. Well, the fight song this year was a big hit. I'm just kidding. The fight song is something that I think we can definitely continue to add hype around for We Could Welcome. But something that totally surprised me, and I saw this in the We Could Welcome, and honestly I saw it firsthand at Night U. Is that right? Is that the orientation at Night U? Is something that one of our team from admissions said is that, programs here at Bellarmine are not only for the students, but by the students. And I was amazed by the hard work that the leadership team did for We Could Welcome. That was all student run. Like, it would be easy for Courtney to be able to just overtake it all, but really she stepped back and was the advisor and allowed this to be exactly what you all wanted to do. And that is very different from what I've experienced at other universities, is that a lot of times We Could Welcome is truly sponsored by somebody on a professional capacity. That is their role. And Courtney did so much back of house stuff, but in the end, I mean, it truly was for and by the students, which I think really makes Bellarmine stand out. So
I agree. That was probably my favorite thing about being on leadership teams. I feel like we could actually just do things that we were like, I feel like they will enjoy this, because like trends change. Like I feel like even stuff that we liked as first years, like it's not accurate anymore. So I feel like it is nice to be able to just be like, But speaking of things changing and like different things, do you have any like goals or like things that you wish you could implement for like future We Could Welcomes besides the fight song? Obviously the fight song's gonna have to happen.
Do you want me to break into the fight song right now? You know
I know you will.
I'll bring Sarah on. She's the other hype person for all things fight song. Things that would be different, you think, in the future?
Or things that you would like to like add, or things that you would like to change, goals?
Well, I mean, it's hard to continue to perfect perfection with what Welcome Week was, or Week of Welcome was. I think it would be cool to, and this is, I think it would be really cool, similar to how during Week of Welcome training, we're able to go to maybe like an upper administration's like space or something sponsored by them. I think that would be really cool. I know that Dr. Donovan helped with like a welcome picnic, if you will, but I think that even being more ingrained, maybe closer to the end of the Week of Welcome as a last sort of hurrah, and this cool sort of like breaking those barriers sort of thing. I remember we always had ice cream with our president at my alma mater, and that was like the last big event, and it was a really cool thing to be able to see like the president literally like scooping ice cream and giving that to you and it melting everywhere and just like humanize them. But I think that could be an amazing opportunity to continue to just like, I think sometimes it can be really intimidating, upper administration in any organization, but especially on a college campus. And so bringing those barriers down, I think that could be a really cool opportunity. But I don't mean to throw the upper administration under the bus to do that, but
No, I agree. You haven't done late night breakfast yet. Obviously, you'll have your first one coming up. And so I know I only went to like one, but when I did, President Donovan was there handing out plates and stuff. So I'm like, I do think it'd be cool to do that earlier, because like I didn't get that until I guess it was the end of my first semester. And you've already done a whole semester of college at that point. So that'd be a really good point.
Dr. Donovan, HGR,
all of them.
Even like our Dean of Students, like Dr. Maxey, could be cool. Like anybody who I think can sometimes be like, whoa, no way, like I'm just a student, I shouldn't talk to them. But I think that would be a really cool opportunity to just continue to make those connections, which We Could Welcome epitomizes. So
I agree. Well, obviously WOW is a lot. There's a lot happening. Like, how do you feel like you've acclimated to your job now that it's like more of just like campus is in a normal state, everyone's just kind of like doing their thing now, it's not quite as chaotic?
Normal state, I think that you're giving it a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt than what it maybe ever is in the world of student activities. But I am really appreciative of I decorated my office over the weekend, which was a huge thing. If you haven't seen, come by. But that was a huge thing of being able to really make my space my own. I am so lucky to have like the predecessors that I did in both of the positions that I've had here at Bellarmine. But I think the really hard thing is like comparing myself to them, and making my physical space was the most important thing for me. Plus getting to connect with the students, you know. I so love getting to know you and all of our WOW team. And then, I mean, even our resident assistants, like all of our RAs, I got to help and get to meet and move in a lot of really heavy things into Kennedy Newman and walk up 8 million flights of stairs. And, you know, I think that those connections are the most important thing. And I probably sound like a broken record, but it was the best to understand and have those intentional conversations with students about who they want to be in college, because it's just exactly who they are on the inside, and Bellarmine is the best way to be able to really be that person that they want to be. So yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Megan, I love that.
Go Knights.
Go Knights. Well, I guess before we wrap up, like, what are other events that you're looking forward to doing? It's your first time on Bellarmine's campus.
Which one is the one that I should look into about involvement? Fair is tomorrow. That one I'm really, really looking forward to. I understand that's a huge event on campus. So the involvement fair is tomorrow, 11 to 1 on the quad, which is exciting. But I'm also really looking forward to late night breakfast. You mentioned that. Some alumni events. My family is big participants in the alumni trivia tournament. They usually come like within like top 3 places, which is cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then of course, Ball on the Bell. Everyone's been telling me about Ball on the Bell. Actually, this is a question that I asked during my interview, and Ball on the Bell was way up there. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to.
What's your costume gonna be, Megan?
Ooh, maybe, I don't know. This just popped in my head, but maybe chapel. That could be fun. Like decked out, you know, and makeup. And
you might win best
really
costume
wet.
if you do that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, thank you, Megan. Thank you, everybody, for watching.